Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. In this week's video I'm going to be extending the gear stick a little bit on my Mark V Ford Transit, and that's to make for a more comfortable driving position. This was a recommendation from one of my subscribers, Terry Brown, so thanks for the recommendation, Terry. On the way back from Cornwall I did notice that my shoulder started to ache quite a bit. I didn't really think much about it at the time, but it must be because I kept leaning for the gears, first, third and fifth. You do have to move your whole body forward, or your shoulder, and it does cause your shoulder to ache if you've got short arms like I have. So hopefully by extending the gear stick by 75mm like Terry suggested, it might give us a bit more comfort while driving. So here we have our gear stick connected to our MT75 gearbox. Let's get this rubber boot out of the way and see how it's connected. Oh, and it's just a couple of bolts there that we want to undo. Is that one out? That's that one. It's got this plate here, and that's it. The gear stick comes off. And we should be able to unscrew the gear knob like so. Let's take this rubber bit off. And we want to extend this gear stick by about 75mm. There's a few options for doing this. If you've got some 16mm bar, you could always weld a piece in, cut it here, weld in the piece here, grind down the welds, and then it'll all be hidden underneath this gear knob. But the way I'm going to do it doesn't require any welding. I'm going to be using some 10mm studding, so let's just put that in the vise. I'm going to measure 75mm. But you could extend it by a little bit more if you want. Let's just clean up the cut edge on the bench grinder. Here we have a 10mm studding coupler, and I'm going to be using this to extend the gear stick without having to do any welding. So it's simply a case of screwing this on here and then screwing this onto the gear stick. So on the end of the gear stick we've got 30mm of studding exposed. Our studding coupler is 60mm, so when we screw this on here it should sit halfway up this coupler, and then we've got our extension piece here which will screw into there, and it should all be covered by this gear knob. So let's just do a dry run, make sure that all the pieces screw together nicely. And then this gear knob will sit over the top of all this and cover it up. But the chances are, if I screw this on now, these pieces will get stuck in the end of this gear knob and then I won't be able to get them out. So in order to prevent that happening in the future, I'm just going to put some thread lock on this section here to keep all this in one piece. And then should I ever need to remove the gear knob in the future, hopefully these pieces won't get stuck inside the gear knob. So on the end of the gear stick I'm just going to put some medium strength thread locker. Lovely, it's nice and tight. And then on goes our extension, so I'll put some thread locker on this. Oh, bit too much. Swipe a bit of that off. Just going to screw this in to the studding coupler until it stops. Wipe off the excess. And now it's simply a case of getting our gear knob, pushing it on, and screwing it down. Just realised I forgot to put this rubber boot on. Let's put this over here. Right, and then and as you can see, it looks completely factory. You can't tell this gear stick's been extended. No welding required, just one of those studding couplers and a little bit of studding. So that goes on there. And then these rubber bits sandwich it together. The gear stick's bolted back on. All that's left to do is take it for a test drive and see what we think. Already it feels nicer because this is much closer. Copyright. Oh yeah, that's good. So I've just got back from the test drive and I'm really pleased with the results. That extra 75mm on the gear stick length makes a big difference to the driving position. You don't have to reach for the gears, so it's much more comfortable, and I definitely recommend giving it a go. Let me know in the comments what you think, whether you've tried this. I'll put the links in the description below where you can get those 60mm M10 studding couplers and some M10 studding, so you can buy all the bits you need from the links in the description. And as always, thank you for watching. Thank you for everyone that's subscribed to the channel. It really means a lot. We're nearly at 2,500 subscribers, which is absolutely fantastic, and I never thought this channel would grow the way it has. So thank you for supporting the channel, and if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. I've got loads of new videos to come, whether it be with this van or another vehicle. I'm not too sure yet. I haven't made my mind up, and it might take me a little while to make my mind up, so bear with me, and there'll be much more to come in the future. Anyway, thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Cheers guys, take care.